Hi, I haven't done a video on this channel for a while, but I thought I'd bring back this channel and really kind of make a go of this channel, just to be there for people who have been felt like me over the years, the mental health struggle. And I really feel like there's stuff that I can relay, stuff that I can provide. So in this video, it's going to be about how to get through bullying at school. And this is something obviously I went through very badly. So this is kind of the stuff that I wished I could tell my young self. Let me know if this helps any of you guys in the comments. Feel free to subscribe if you enjoy this, because we've got some more mental health content coming up. I am not a mental health professional, I'm just a regular guy with experiences which I think could probably help people. But you don't have to listen, but you can if you want. So the first thing to remember for people who are going through bullying at school is that it has nothing to do with you. Now this is a very, very difficult one to grasp, and one that I didn't actually grasp until I was an adult, because it is so easy at that time to just have the school world, the young teenage world, be your life. It's all you know for that 4 years or however long. And it feels like anything that happens is about you. Now, I also feel this is something that leads into adult life with people who suffer from mental health, but just specifically for people who are in school fitting this, it's not all about you. It has nothing to do with you, and there's a few reasons for this. At school, it is a whirlwind roller coaster. Think of the concept of school. It is literally putting loads of kids into one setting and saying, get on with it. Basically that's what it's saying. Now, that is difficult because obviously the brain isn't fully formed at that age. Everything seems all-encompassing. Everything seems like no matter what happens at school is the be-all and end-all of life. And lots of kids are just acting on their reactions. They're just acting in this kind of whirlwind roller coaster, and that's why you will find that kids at school can say worse things than adults. But there is no perspective at school, so you have no concept of how you're affecting someone. And it is an interesting kind of idea that we even put kids in school. We have to, but you're not capable of having that empathy. You're just not. Even if you have amazing parents, when you go into that school system, it is moving forward, tunnel vision, and you can try and train your kids to be as kind as possible, and you should. But there is a time where those kids who are kind as pie to you at home or to their family will bully, because they're not thinking about it. They're just trying to have fun to get through a lesson. They're just trying to distract themselves to get through a lesson. They're just trying to distract themselves to get through a day. They're just trying to look good in the eyes of someone else. They're just trying to pass the time. And they don't realise the ramifications. But I guess the positive that can come out of this, of someone watching this at school who is being bullied, is it clearly has nothing to do with you if that's the case. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Think about it. There are many people who are popular who aren't the conventional good-looking people, the conventional, well-spoken, whatever, charismatic people, because it was luck. They were in the right place at the right time. There are pretty people, there are kind people, and very often kind people. There are, different people who become popular because they were in the right place at the right time. So it doesn't mean anything if you're not in the cool group. It doesn't mean anything if you're being picked on, because it's just what happened. Now, that doesn't make it easier, but it can help you take the strain off yourself of blaming yourself. And please do not ever blame yourself, because it has nothing to do with you. Now, the next thing to focus on is that this is not permanent. Now, it can feel like that at school. It can feel like this is an all-encompassing place and this is all you'll ever know. But it's such a small part of your life. There will become a point where you'll look back and go, that was a really short part of my life. So just because it's like it now does not mean it's going to be like it forever. Does not mean you have to let it be like it forever. You can take steps now to work on yourself, to work on your confidence in yourself, and use the time where You might have been rejected by people, to build security in yourself, because those people are going to grow up only being able to be happy if they have other people, because they've always had that. They've never been able to be alone with themselves, be alone with their own thoughts, be alone with their own feelings, and they can't face that, so they just try and get people around them. Whereas you can teach yourself now, which I wish I'd taught myself, and I'm trying to teach it now, that you can be sufficient alone, you can be happy alone, you can build yourself alone, and you can come out a much more secure person. So don't look at this as the be all and end all, because it's not. This 4 years is a consequential time in your life, but it doesn't have to be your whole life. You don't have to let it define you. I feel like there's a lack of teaching kids as they grow up. We need to teach them that school isn't everything, and we tend to teach them that school is everything, but that can inadvertently cause in a person's mind at a young age not just the studies are everything, but everything is everything that happens there, and this means something about me if I'm not getting liked, if I'm not getting the girl, if I'm not getting the friends, if I'm not getting this and that, when essentially it's really all meaningless at that time. You should really just use it as a time to develop yourself and to just enjoy being young. Now, that's different to enjoying being young, taking it out on other people, you know. But you might be prone to bullying. I've got to say, you know, when I was a kid, I took out my bullying on other people at times, and that's another point I'll bring up. Don't take your bullying out on other people. I feel like if I can make them feel my pain, it would soothe my pain. But of course it doesn't. It makes it feel worse. And every time I did something or was mean to someone or was unkind, I felt worse. I felt a lot worse, and I still think of those people, believe it or not, you know, and I guarantee the bullies that I had don't think of me, but I think of the people that I picked on sometimes, and I really wish I could take it back. It breaks my heart. But that's another thing to remember. Bullying will make you an empath, and that's not a bad thing. I used to think it really was a bad thing that I have empathy, that I have strong empathy. It can have its downfalls, because the world doesn't turn out how I want it to, you know, and I absorb things and I get affected by how people are treated. But it's also a good thing. It means you care. It means you can engage in a part of yourself that those people actually can't, because they've never been able to. Their life has always been, I've got people. It's like, you know, they don't have to deal with empathy really, because they've never gone through. You know, I'm not saying that people who bully don't go through things, but they live a more, I guess, security-filled life than people who have been bullied, because people who have been bullied have gone out of control. Their mental health has gone out of control. These people are kind of okay, you know, a lot of the times. And when a crisis hits, they don't know what to do. Whereas someone who's bullied, when a crisis hits, you end up caring about other people, not just yourself. You end up getting that strong sense of empathy because you've been through. You know, and that's something you should look at. This is an opportunity to go through. It doesn't make it easier. It doesn't make what they're doing good at all, and they should stop. But if you are going through it, maybe try and take that little positive from it. Now, the next point I would say is that if someone is bullying you and coming at you in front of a room, or picking on you across a room, which I always had, and I'd always have people watching, that's another thing that I feel like about bullying that goes probably not as taken as seriously as the act of being bullied by people. People seeing you being bullied really hurts. It really hurts. It's heartbreaking. So, you know, when I was bullied and I'd see people looking at me, it was a horrible feeling, because it felt like you were less than them. They were looking down on you. They were just looking at you for the entertainment to laugh at. Again, on autopilot, a lot of these kids, they don't think what they're doing because they're at school, and I have lots of love for them because I know that they didn't mean it. And nor did the bullies, really. It was nothing personal. They were just bored. But it doesn't excuse their actions, but I know that why they did it. Because they were bored, because they wanted to pick on someone. You know, if I met them today, they'd probably be a lot different, but who knows. But when people are watching, it can feel like the whole room's focused on you and you're trapped in this cage and they are looking to embarrass you. You know, lots of people say that with bullying, you should say something back, you should stand up for yourself. Now, my experience of this is it's true to a degree. If you stand up for yourself in a way that you react in aggression, reactivity, reacting to what that person says, anger, that's not a good way to stand up for yourself, you know. And I didn't learn that at school. I reacted with anger. I reacted with not thinking through what I was going to say back. And what you should do is you should calmly respond. You should break the chain, break the negativity chain, respond with something thoughtful, you know, go away and think of some thoughtful things you could say to bullies that would make them think, and that would, you can pay them back by embarrassing them in front of people. Ask them a question they can't answer, but ask it calmly and break the chain, you know. Maybe ask a kind question, maybe ask a calm question, just don't snap back. And have clarity of what you want to say. Don't just have one line prepared of standing up for yourself. Actually think what you're going to say. Have clarity with what you're going to say so they can't trip you up, which is something bullies love to do. They will love to have you stand up for yourself, and then you only have one thing to say, and then they trip you up and you're embarrassed again. You know, just think it through. Think it through. How are you going to engage with these people? Maybe ask them, what's the reason you do this to me? You know, what's the reason you want to look so good in front of these people, or something, you know, something that's not necessarily shouting back, you know. Just make them think of what they're doing. It won't always lead to good results, obviously, but it will lead to better results than just snapping back, in my opinion. Now, next thing I'd say is look for friends, look for happiness, look for fulfillment outside of the regular form of fulfillment that you find in school, which is being popular, being liked, being, you know, getting the girl, getting the boy, getting whatever it is, you know. And you will learn later in life to be more focused on the things that matter, the things that are important. It's an early chance to escape the kind of myth of materialism and success means worth. Very early opportunity to do that. And it's very much almost formed there, because obviously our parents believe those things too. Lots of parents, you know, they believe in success meaning worth, you know, wealth meaning worth, materialism. And it really gets drummed into you at an early age at school. So you enter already this world at a young age. But if you already at a young age disconnect yourself from that and focus on kindness, family, compassion, understanding, education, the things that actually matter, eventually you'll be a better person in the long run. And the bullying gives you the opportunity to do that. Because these bullies, they just want to be popular, they just want to look good, they just want to do this, they just want to do that. And you can realise that, hang on, look what they're doing, I should go the opposite route. And I've kind of been forced to go the opposite route because of the bullying. You know, find alternative friends, you know, find, you know, some of the most happy people I saw when I was a teenager were people who weren't in the popular circle, who had the alternative circle, you know, had different kinds of friends, different kinds of goals, different kinds of music tastes, and this and that. Find your own identity, find your own thing that works for you back then, instead of just getting caught in the maze and trap of they have to like me. Because once the bullies have decided they don't like you, they always not like you. You can't change it. You can talk back to them, as I said, and you can maybe stop them. You know, you can maybe change their mind about what they're doing, but I very much doubt that you will ever make them like you. You know, people just make their mind up in school, and that's it. So don't focus on them. Don't focus on the people around them. Focus on finding your own people, the people who will lead you to greater security in yourself, because they're liking you for you, not what they can get from you, or not what they can use you for, or what they can achieve through being seen with you, all that stuff. That's basically it. Try and raise children with an alternative way of thinking, that it's all right to not be normal. You know, if I'd have been told that, I feel like I'd be a lot different now. I'd be a lot more secure, I'd be a lot more calm, and accepting of myself, you know, but I am accepting of myself, and I am getting there, but it would have been made easier. So, you know, that's why I'm talking, hopefully, to people who are going through what I went through. And the final thing I will say is tell someone. Definitely 100% tell someone, but again, you have to do it with clarity. You have to do it with a well thought out plan. If you tell someone in a form of anger, aggression, it will eventually, either they will look at you as maybe trying to get someone in trouble or this and that, or they'll look at you maybe as someone who was also part of it because you're angry. And, you know, tell them, again, just try and be calm and just tell someone how you feel from the heart, whether it's a teacher, whether it's a friend, whether it's your parents. I really do feel like you should tell your parents. I feel like we should lay ourselves bare in front of our parents, which again, lots of people don't do. Some parents have never seen their real children. So, you know, it sounds extreme, but some children have never seen their real parents because we're so afraid of looking vulnerable. And we should look vulnerable, because the only way to actually achieve real, deep, meaningful change is admitting vulnerability, is it not? You know, saying to your mother, I'm really struggling, or being honest, just being honest with how you're feeling. And these people do this to me, you know, these people do that to me, and I really feel like it hurts me, you know, and just be as honest as possible. And but again, do it in a way where you've built up enough evidence of people bullying you. Maybe, I know, you know, in the world we're in now, you could just set your phone on to record and people could hear these people bullying you. You know, just little things like that. Maybe just build a case so it doesn't look like you're trying to make someone look worse, because then it can become a game in itself and the bullies can actually get stronger out of it. You don't want to approach anyone without the facts. So you have to get, I guess, a little bit savvy with it. You have to get a little bit more, you have to get a little bit confident in yourself to get your message across. You know, you have to prepare what you're going to say. So that is my advice on anyone dealing with bullying right now. Just know that you are so valuable, and I have love for you, and you deserve love. And tell yourself that you deserve love. Everyone deserves love who is born on this earth, you know. And try and do what I'm trying to do as an adult and detach yourself from the world a little bit. Not entirely. You still want to be fully engaged with compassion, humanity, and all this stuff, but you don't want to be extremely engaged in trying to be right, or trying to be this, or trying to be that, or trying to prove someone wrong, or trying to argue, or just get sucked up in everyday life. You need to have that clarity in yourself, which I'm working on, but I am not there entirely yet, and that's okay. But anyways guys, thanks for watching, and let me know in the comments if this helped you. I'm going to be doing lots more mental health and depression videos. Again, you don't have to listen to me, but hopefully some of this helped. Subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time.